everyone, welcome back to this buttonhole series. In today's video we're going to dive into how to put a buttonhole into a very lightweight fabric. Because what's the problem with a very lightweight fabric is that it can unravel easily. And you also don't want to have a bulky buttonhole on a lightweight fabric, right? You want it to kind of just meld into the fabric and be lightweight and dainty as well. So what process do you need to go through? Well, first and foremost, I know this is going to be weird because I just talked about hand-done buttonholes, but I think it's great to do some machine stitches around where the buttonhole is going to go. Particularly if you have a lining to your garment, it really helps put together the lining and the garment fabric from shifting around. It also, and these stitches should be small, okay? So having the small stitches there not only connects the lining to the garment fabric, but it also helps from unraveling. It helps keep things together and it helps secure. It makes those stitches for your buttonhole cinch down nicely without cinching out of your fabric, okay? It provides a little bit of a structure there. So then interfacing can also help here. I sometimes do interfacing, but often I don't because I don't like the look. If it's very lightweight fabric, you can see through it, you know, it's sheer or whatever, and then you can see the interfacing behind it. So I sort of like, I'll sometimes do it as an option to have, particularly if you are not, if you're okay with seeing a little bit of interfacing through the sheerness of the fabric, then go for it. I tend not to like that, so I tend not to put it in, but it's a card in the deck if you want to play it. Then beeswax is great to help with unraveling. What you can do is take some beeswax and just take a couple of drops, you know, melt it and take a couple of drops on the cut edge of the buttonhole. This is when you cut your fabric but you haven't put your stitches in the fabric yet. You just take a couple of drops of the beeswax and put it over there, and it helps to give you a temporary barrier and your fabric won't unravel anymore. It's wonderful. So then the fibers to use for a thin buttonhole, the fibers to use on a buttonhole for thin fabric, for lightweight fabric. I love tatting thread. That's like my favorite fiber to use for a lightweight buttonhole because the tatting thread size 80 is very fine, but it's also very strong. So it does a great buttonhole. In my opinion. Then cotton embroider like sizes 30, 35, if you can find 40 these days, go for that. The higher the number, the smaller the fiber. But cotton embroider, it's known as cutwork thread, so it does all the yummy goodness with cutwork embroidery, and they can definitely handle a buttonhole for you. Then floche can be a good option too. I've used floche here and there to do buttonholes on finer weight fabrics. And floche is a softer fiber, so this is definitely not something for the playground. I make a lot of fabric, or I make a lot of garments for my kiddos if you're new to my channel, so this is not something that I would pick if this is going to be a play garment for them. But floche is great if you have something that's only going to be worn, you know, here or there. It's more of an heirloom thing for your family. Floche can be a great option. Also, DMC floss can be a great option. It is super readily available. You can take 1 or 2 strands for a delicate buttonhole, and you can add some beeswax to it if you want to strengthen with any fiber, right? You run the fiber through some beeswax, put it then over an iron, and you have now strengthened that fiber. So those are my tips on how to handle a buttonhole in some thin fabric. If you want to watch other videos on this whole buttonhole series, they are over here. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. And as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope to catch y'all next time.